action. Okay, so the way Josh likes to do pregnancy stories. So he wants to do his story about how he got born into the world. So, because it wasn't normal. Well, we decided to do a 4th of July. They were going to do 4th of July fireworks at the park. And um, my spouse's sister had a big barbecue planned, and we had a big barbecue, and we ate, and we were going to eat dinner and all this stuff. We had a roommate with us, and he had a car, and well, he was playing with his car too close to the barbecue, and I had a little 2-year-old, his brother, and well, he liked cars, you know, and so Mike was left the car running, and left the car keys in the car because it was running, you know, and he left the door open to the car, and I guess he was messing with it, I don't know, but I got suspicious right away because I said, I don't see my little toddler. Of course, I was pregnant. I was 9 months pregnant, so it was hard for me to get around. So I asked my mom to go look for my toddler. And I said, look around that way and see if you see him. She was over on that other side, you know. She looked, and she didn't see him. And nobody could see him. And so everybody was looking around for him, and I guess he had climbed into the car. And he took it out of gear, and the car was driving towards us. And you know, I don't know why I just sat there thinking somebody was going to stop the car. You know, Cora got out of the way and the girls got out of the way, but I just kind of sat there, and the car actually ran into me and pushed me out of the way. The car pushed me out of the way. And it ran into the house. And, but the house stopped it. And there was no real damage other than we knocked over the barbecue grill. There was no damage. But it did cause me to go into labor. But, you know, of course, I wasn't going to miss the celebration. So I decided to go ahead and do the celebration. And of course, Josh was pretty upset in there because he just got run over by a car. He wasn't too happy, you know. He was pretty upset. And then we went down to the park after that. We ate and then went down to the park after that, and we did the fireworks. And of course, that probably did a beat on me. And that probably made him more upset because of the fireworks, I guess. So, so I was doing labor, and so I was in labor, and all that night I had labor pains, some mild labor pains. They weren't really bad. And then by the next night, I realized, you know, because when you're pregnant, you do a lot of false labor, you know, like your body's practicing for labor. So I thought it was just like false labor. So I didn't think nothing about it, you know, because you do that a lot before you have your babies. And so I thought, well, that's probably just what it was. I guess they have a name for it. Ajax labor or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it's not real labor pain. So I thought, well, that's probably what it is, you know, blah, blah, blah. So by the next night, I was really in serious pain. So then I thought, well, I better go get this checked out. Well, I went to the hospital, and they said it was real labor. So they gave me a shot to stop the labor because, you know, and then they gave me some sleeping pills. But unfortunately, she brought 2 sleeping pills in for that night. But she didn't tell me, like in an ER, when they bring you a cup of pills, everybody just takes the pills. You trust them, you know.
Right.
So she brought me 2 pills, and I took both the pills. I thought they were Tylenol, to be honest with you. And I took both pills, and she comes running back in the room. She goes, "You didn't take both of them, did you?" And I'm like, yeah. Why? And she's like, well, because technically you kind of just OD'd on sleeping pills. I'm like, oh, that's probably not good. I'm guessing. Maybe. I don't know. I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me they were sleeping? Why would you give a pregnant woman sleeping pills anyway? Why didn't you tell me they were sleeping pills? My gosh, I thought they were Tylenol. You're supposed to take 2 Tylenol. you could have told me that. She goes, well, I didn't know until later. I wasn't supposed to give you two. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I thought everything was good. I went home, went to sleep. I went to sleep, I went to sleep. And about, it was about 10 or 11 o'clock. My husband woke me up and said, hey, we got to go to the hospital. I said, why? I'm trying to sleep. Can't you sleep? Are you hurting? What? What's wrong with you? And he goes, man, I'm feeling your stomach and you're in labor bad. We got to go to the hospital now. And I'm like, man, no, I want to go to sleep now. And he goes, no, we need to go to the hospital. It's really serious. So we went back to the hospital, and they were giving me these labor shots all night long, like every half hour to stop the labor. And they weren't working. And the next morning, like about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock the next morning, the doctor gets there. And he tells them that they should have called them the night before, that the baby has a low heart rate now, and that the baby is probably going to be born dead. And I'm like, why would the baby be born dead? It should be fine. He's like, well, they left you in labor all night, and I had to have C-section, and so all night. So now I've been in labor like 2 days. It was actual labor, and they lied to me and told me that it was false labor. And I found out from the doctor that was all a lie. There was no false labor. That's why they were giving me the shots, because it was real labor. And instead of letting me be in labor and have the baby, they thought they would fix it and stop it with these magical shots. These magical shots did not work. And so I gave birth to Joshua. They went in and did C-section, and they gave birth to Joshua, and he was born alive and fine. And beautiful, of course, and everything was good. I guess, but his, his birthing story was that he got born by being hit by a car, and they said that he had actually gotten, believe it or not, bruises on him. He had bruises on him from the car hitting me, and because it hit the side of my belly and stuff, and so it actually somehow, from the impact of the car, it actually had bruised him inside in my abdomen. It had bruised him and caused bruising on him. So they had to write that on the thing that he had bruising. They said from birth, but it was actually before he was born. From injury from before he was born, he had bruises. So because of the car hitting him. So I suppose what this moral of this story is, when you're pregnant, be careful. And don't think a car that's coming at you will stop when it probably won't. Yeah. So, and of course, my other son that actually got in and took the car out of gear, he laughs about the story to this day, saying, well, I tried to kill him before he was born. I'm like, well, he's still here. You haven't killed him yet. All right, but that's the moral of the story. It was a great story. And that's how Joshi came into the world. All right, thanks. Bye.